If you have a Medicare Advantage plan or if you have a Medicare drug plan, your letter of annual changes, it's in the mail. So be in the lookout and make sure you don't throw it away and you read every bit of that letter, or it could cost you a lot of money. So what is this letter? Well, this letter will show you and explain all the changes that are going to happen with either your Medicare Advantage plan or your Medicare drug plan for 2025. So you're going to find some changes will be good, some changes will be bad, some changes may be horrendous. So what you need to make sure is that you read that letter, you pay attention to it, and if there's something that you don't like, you need to call your agent or you need to find an agent and you need to figure out what would be the best plan for you for 2025, rather than if you don't read the letter and there's some real bad changes and you don't figure out what the changes are, it may be too late to make the changes the following year. So make sure that you pay attention to every single change that there is on that letter. Some of the changes will have to do with deductibles, some of the changes have to do with copays, and some may have to do with pharmacies that are no longer your preferred pharmacy and now they're just a regular pharmacy, and if you buy there, it's going to cost you more money. So pay attention to the detail. This is one letter that you don't want to make it into a little piece of paper and throw it in the garbage, because it could cost you thousands of dollars. So who will get this letter? Okay, let's go into the different people that will get the letter of annual change. Are the people that have Medicare supplement plans going to get this letter? The answer is no. If you have a Medicare supplement plan, you don't have to worry about that letter. It doesn't mean anything. If you have a Medicare Advantage plan, definitely pay attention to the letter, because all the changes for 2025 will be on that letter. Also, if you have a Medicare supplement plan, but you have a Medicare drug plan along with it, the supplement won't change at all, but the drug plan will. So make sure you pay attention to that letter for the Medicare drug plan as well, because you may find a lot of surprises if you don't pay attention to it. So why is the letter of annual change so important? Well, I'm going to tell you why. And hopefully you're going to listen and you're going to look at the letter and read it all when you get it. Number one, it's going to tell you if your plan stay the same or if it changes. The likelihood that it will stay the same, probably very slim. The second one is, and the most important one is, they may drop your plan. And a lot of insurance companies are dropping a lot of Medicare Advantage plans for this coming year. So you want to make sure that your plan is not going to be terminated, because if it is, you're going to have to get another plan to replace it. And if you don't replace it because you didn't read the letter and you try to replace it next year, you may not be able to replace it if you miss that time frame that you can make all your changes. The next one is that the benefits will improve for next year. Not likely, but it could happen. But again, very slim chance. And finally, you want to check to make sure that your benefits are not being reduced, your copays are not being increased, and your tiers on your medicines are not going to change in an adverse way that will affect you in a negative way. So, reading that letter, very important. Discussing it with your agent, very important. So, what can you do when you get the letter of annual changes? Well, if everything's okay and nothing changes, or very little changes, and you still like your plan, you can just continue with your plan and let it auto renew. No big deal. The second thing you can do, if you don't like the plan and you don't like the changes, you can switch your plan between October 15 and December 7th. And finally, what should you look for in the letter? Well, the things that you really need to look in the letter for are the premium changes and see if you're going to pay more or you're going to pay less, the deductible and see if that has been affected by the 2025 plan. You definitely want to look at network changes just to make sure that your doctor, your hospital, and your pharmacy, that everybody is still in the network. And finally, you want to make sure that your prescription drugs are in the plan and the pharmacy that you like is also in the plan. Those are all things that you need to pay special attention in the letter they're going to send you to make sure that it's not going to affect you in 2025. So who can help you if you read the letter and you find out that your plan is changing for the worse? Higher deductible, higher copays, some of your drugs are not in the formulary, etc., etc., etc. Well, here are the options that you have. You can call a call center like those places that you see on TV all the time, but you're not going to get any service out of them, and they're going to put you with whatever plan they think they can make more money. Probably not a bad idea for them, but a real bad idea for you to call a call center because you're never going to get any service out of it. And the person that you talk to that put you in the plan, you're never going to talk to them again. So there's going to be zero follow-up and there's going to be zero customer service to you. Option number two, you can call the insurance company directly, but they're not going to help you compare any other plans of any other insurance company because the people that you call that work directly with the insurance company that you have, they can only quote you the plans that they have from that insurance company, and they don't have access, and they will not even dare comparing with other plans because they can only sell the plans of the insurance company that they represent. Or you can call a broker, just like myself. We represent multiple insurance companies, just about all of them that are out there. So we should be able to compare your plan and every plan that is out there in a very unbiased way. We will look at the plans, we can look at the features, we can look at the price, compare, and then we can make a recommendation based on all of those things, based on the price, based on the insurance company, based on rate increases, based on everything that really matters to you, because we represent them all, so we're very unbiased. So at the end of the day, if you call an independent broker, just like us, we will give you a very unbiased opinion and the best advice that you can get for your plan for 2025. So again, I wouldn't recommend you to call a call center because you're never going to get any kind of service. Insurance companies, they're only going to recommend their plans. They can't recommend anything else. So the only unbiased entity that you can call to give you a quote and compare would be an independent insurance broker, just like we are. If you need help with your Medicare supplement plan, your Medicare Advantage plan, or your drug plan, don't hesitate and give us a call and we will help you out. And if you like our video, give us thumbs up and subscribe and ring the bell, and that way you're not going to miss any future videos that we post on a weekly basis.